Fundamental Resonance, Episode 6, Seeking with Sound, Detectors. This episode is an audio survey of techniques of detecting with sound, as well as the sounds made by detectors. The world is filled with signals and information beyond the reach of our senses. Frequencies, fields, and particles surround us all the time, and we have no idea that they are there. In translating various types of information into sound, sonic detectors do not just alert us to the presence of things we would not normally be aware of. These detectors are not alarms. They do not simply indicate that an event has occurred. By expressing data and variations of pitch, tone, volume, and duration, sonic detectors are able to provide detailed information about the environment around us of which we would be otherwise unaware. Most everyone can recognize the sound of a metal detector. Metal detectors transform electromagnetic signals into sound to guide in the location of buried objects. To do this, a metal detector generates a controlled but changing magnetic field, which then creates electric currents in any nearby metallic object. This process is called induction. Creating a sympathetic magnetic field within the object it is trying to detect creates changes in the magnetic field produced by the metal detector. The metal detector senses these changes in its own magnetic field and translates those changes into audio signals that vary in pitch, tone, or volume depending on whether the buried treasure in question is a gold ingot or an old frying pan, and whether it is deeply buried or right beneath the surface. Ionizing radiation is an example of a phenomenon that is undetectable by sight, smell, or touch. Geiger counters make it perceptible through sound. The origin of the distinctive clicking noise a Geiger counter emits when it encounters ionizing radiation is a glass vial called a Geiger-Müller tube. Gas inside the Geiger-Müller tube acts as the origin of the signal. This gas becomes energized, or ionizes, when radioactive particles pass through it. This ionization of the gas within the tube generates electrical pulses that are converted into audible clicks. The frequency of these clicks correlates with the intensity of the radiation, with faster clicking indicating higher levels of danger. Each click represents a radiation event, making the dangerous process of ionizing radiation tangible and able to be avoided. An aside, radiation itself is simply the emission of energy in the form of waves or particles. Radiation is not necessarily harmful to us. There are different types of radiation. Electromagnetic radiation, in the form of radio waves or visible and invisible light, is harmless. Millions of such waves pass through your body each day, causing no discomfort except for maybe a sunburn. Ionizing radiation, the type of radiation that is measured by a Geiger counter, is a different story. Ionizing radiation is different from electromagnetic radiation in that ionizing radiation has enough energy to strip electrons from atoms, which can potentially cause damage at a cellular level in human beings. Electromagnetic radiation travels through matter without interacting with it because of the small amounts of energy electromagnetic waves are suffused with. Ionizing radiation, on the other hand, carries enough energy that it changes the atomic structure of the matter it encounters. Now back to detecting. Perhaps the most well-known sound that detects things is sonar. Sonar, an acronym for sound navigation and ranging, plays a critical role in navigating and mapping the ocean. In sonar, sound waves sent through water reflect off any objects they encounter. The time it takes for these echoes to return and the strength of the returning signal provides information about the distance, size, and shape of objects they have encountered. forming an acoustic map of the underwater world. The seafloor, a whale, another boat, or a submarine all return different sounds from the sonar signal. The characteristic ping of sonar serves as more than just an alert that something is there. The nature of the returning sound wave provides information about the size, distance, and composition of the object it has bounced off. Sonar is interesting in that it is not just a sonic detector, but it also uses sound to do its detecting. Sound itself is the alpha and the omega, the question and the answer. Unlike metal detectors and Geiger counters, which measure change in electricity or magnetism in the environment around them and return the result as sound, sonar uses sound to elicit sound as a response, and that sound is then used to navigate and find things, much as bats do when they use echolocation to navigate and hunt in darkness. Echolocation functions much like sonar. Bats create sounds that bounce off objects and return as echoes. These echoes contain information about the size, shape, and distance of surrounding objects. Just like sonar, bats are able to interpret the returning sounds created by their initial calls into a detailed mental map, allowing them to detect obstacles in their flight path as well as the location of dinner. While humans are not able to hear most of the ultrasonic frequencies that bats use to navigate, a machine called a bat detector converts bat calls into audible clicks. The closer a bat gets to an object, the more frequent the clicks become. We might not be able to hear or see that bat, but we can locate it using the same sounds that it is using to navigate and locate food. We are clued into the bat's location by the same mechanism that the bat is using to determine its location. We might not be able to hear or see that bat, but we can locate it using the same sounds that it is using to navigate and locate food. We are clued in to the bat's location by the same mechanism that that bat is using to determine its location. Archaeoacoustics is the recreation of ancient environments to discover how sound was used in the past. By studying how ancient people utilized sound within their surroundings, such as in caves or at structures like Stonehenge, researchers gain insights into the practices, rituals, and forms of communications that relied on acoustics. Recreating the acoustic properties of historical sites allows modern listeners to experience how sound interacted within these spaces, revealing details about architectural design and cultural priorities that were centered on the use of sound. This auditory reconstruction provides a glimpse into how sound shaped human experiences in the past, creating an echo between ancient and contemporary perceptions. Sonification is this process of converting data into sound, and it makes all of this detecting possible. In the context of detection, sound is not just an alert or an alarm, but a fundamental part of interpreting scientific data. Through sonification, otherwise imperceptible processes are able to be understood through the use of audition. The unique sounds produced by various detection devices carry specific meanings. The rapid clicks of a bat detector gives us an approximation of the experience of echolocation. The crackling of a Geiger counter indicates dangerous radiation is nearby. And the different tones of a metal detector can tell us if we're about to dig up a lost ring or an old tin can. Sonar's pings map underwater spaces, while the echoes created in archaeoacoustics carry resonances of the past. By listening to sounds that detect things, and the sounds of detection, we are offered more than alerts and information. The clicks, beeps, and pings represent detailed information about environments, objects, and processes that cannot be directly observed. By listening to sounds that detect things and the sounds of detection, we are offered more than alerts. The clicks, beeps, and pings represent detailed information about environments, objects, and processes that cannot be directly observed. Listening to these sounds serves as a tactile link in our relationship with the intangible. These detectors are a tool for expanding our experience, translating hidden aspects of reality into forms that we can sense and understand, letting us interact with the world through sound in a way that extends our natural capabilities, and serving as a reminder that sound isn't just something that we hear. Sounds for this episode were collected from the following sources: the Science History Institute Museum and Library Digital Collections, the European Music Archaeology Project, Acoustic Atlas, Bat Detective, and the UK Acoustics Network Open Access Underwater Acoustics Data. Fundamental Resonance is a production of Fulcrum Arts. Written, composed, narrated, and edited by Sam Rowell. Audio mastering by Sean McCann.